Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating, a discovery that sounds almost like science fiction. What if the COVID-19 vaccine could also be a powerful new weapon in the fight against cancer? It's a wild idea, so let's get right into it. So the whole idea boils down to this. The same tech that helped us fight a global pandemic might just be able to kickstart our own immune systems to take on cancer. But how on earth would that even work? Well, to really get it, we first have to talk about a huge roadblock in cancer treatment. For years, scientists and doctors have been grappling with what they call the cold tumor problem. It's one of the main reasons why some of our most powerful cutting-edge treatments just don't work for everyone. Okay, so one of the biggest breakthroughs in cancer treatment is a type of immunotherapy called an immune checkpoint inhibitor. Basically, you can think of your immune system as having brakes. These drugs release the brakes, letting your immune cells go on the attack against cancer. It's a total game changer. But there's a pretty big catch. And here's that catch. Immunotherapy works amazingly well on what are called hot tumors. These are tumors the immune system can already see. But the real problem is with cold tumors. These things are like ninjas. They're experts at hiding from our body's defenses, so they never trigger an alarm. So the billion-dollar question for researchers has always been, how in the world do you turn a cold tumor hot? And this, right here, is where the COVID-19 vaccine unexpectedly enters the picture. Researchers had this brilliant thought. If the vaccine is designed to create a massive immune response to a virus, could it accidentally do the same for a hidden cancer? Think of the mRNA vaccine as a giant fire alarm for your entire body. It's not targeting the cancer itself. Nope. Instead, it's just sounding this incredibly loud, system-wide alarm that wakes up all your immune cells. It puts them on high alert, getting them ready to hunt down any threat they find, not just a virus. So you get this incredible one-two punch. First, the vaccine rings the alarm, waking up and activating your immune cells. And then the checkpoint inhibitor comes in and releases the brakes on this newly mobilized army, finally letting them find and destroy the cancer cells that were hiding all along. Okay, so that's the theory. It sounds good, right? But does it actually hold up in the real world? Well, researchers analyzed the data from over 1,000 patients with late-stage cancer, and the results were, frankly, stunning. Just let this number sink in for a second. Patients who happened to get an mRNA COVID vaccine around the same time they started immunotherapy were more than twice as likely to still be alive 3 years later. I mean, that is a massive, massive improvement. But get this. For the patients with those really tough, cold tumors, the results were even more incredible. We're talking a nearly 5-fold improvement in survival. 5-fold. That suggests the vaccine might be a game changer for the absolute hardest cases to treat. And of course, the researchers checked their work. They made sure this wasn't just a fluke. And even after they accounted for all sorts of other things, like how severe the disease was, the link was still there. It held strong. So what's the big picture here? What does this actually mean for the future of cancer treatment? Well, the implications could be absolutely enormous. See, this isn't some experimental therapy that's decades away. We're talking about using a vaccine that is already out there, all over the world, often at little or no cost. It's something that could potentially help millions of patients by finally figuring out how to turn those cold tumors hot and make them visible to our immune system. Now, you might have heard about other researchers working on personalized mRNA cancer vaccines. And that work is super exciting, but it's also incredibly complex and expensive to create a unique vaccine for every single patient. This discovery points to a totally different path, a universal, off-the-shelf approach that could make this kind of therapy accessible to pretty much everyone. This idea of using mRNA to fight tumors actually dates back to around 2016. But now we have this powerful, real-world data to back it up. So the next logical step is already in the works, a big, nationwide clinical trial to see if this strategy should become a standard part of how we treat cancer. It's really an incredible story of scientific serendipity, right? A tool we created for a global pandemic might just give us a brand new weapon against cancer. And it leaves you with this really inspiring thought. What other life-saving secrets are just hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered in the medicines we already use every day?